Right, someone was trying to find out either automatic or manual car, which one should he go for? You understand? I mean, it's not supposed to be the topic of today, but I just want to quickly chip in something to that person to see so that various other people can learn from it as well. Try as much as possible to help us to share this video. It will help a lot of people. Right. Apart from the fact that you're going to spend a lot of money, more money, trying to drive manual car in the UK, you understand? It's not too easy to learn. You're going to spend more money. And if you look around you, you don't really get to see more of these manual cars anymore. All cars now are coming up, with automatics everywhere. You understand? So I don't know the reason why you want to go for manual. It all depends on your choice anyway. So it is your choice, whatever you've chosen, whether you want to go for the manual or you want to go for the automatic. It's now completely your choice. But have it at the back of your mind that if you have not driven manual before and you want to start with manual in the UK, you're going to spend almost times 2 of the money you will spend if you were to drive or if you were to learn to drive automatic cars. So have it at the back of your mind. It's completely your choice. But have it at the back of your mind that cars are not really coming too many these days as manual. They come now majorly, 80%, 90% of the time, they come as in automatic. Yeah. So there are basic things I wanted to understand. If you are having the intention to start driving in the UK, there are very, very critical basic points you first of all need to have at the back of your mind. You need to know, first of all, listen, you need to have at the back of your mind that the road signs in this country is completely different from the road signs in the country where you're coming from. You understand? If you're coming from Africa, the road signs in Africa is completely different. That is if even there are any. you understand? But I believe there are a few. You understand? But then in the UK, you have several road signs, and all of these road signs, you must know each of them. And of course, you would have seen some of these things, some of these signs when you went for your theory test. You would have seen all of these things. I mean, in the course of you practicing towards the theory test, you would have seen those signs. Your road signs are quite important. You can learn these road signs maybe when you're on the bus. For example, if you live in London, you're on the bus, you want to travel from point A to point B, and you are of interest to know what sign is this, what sign is this. Pick on the signs, learn about the signs, know what they are. It will help you when you are going for your theory. You can equally use your bike. If you like to cycle, you can use your bicycle to learn road signs, to see what road signs are. They are quite important as well. Because if you learn these road signs, to be honest with you, when you go for your practical test, it's going to really, really help you. Very well. Don't underestimate the amount of information, amount of knowledge you could acquire cycling on the road, and you are picking the signs one after the other, or you are on the bus, or you are walking on the street, you are developing interest in these signs, that curve, these ones. You will learn more about these signs if you are following these particular steps. You understand? Now, you also need to be aware of the signs of speed limits, because having a car in the UK, you still need to have at the back of your mind, because you still continue to pay money through speed limits. If you break the law of speed limits, if you violate that, you will pay. If you park where you're not supposed to park, within next to no time, the parking officers will come put a ticket on your car for you. Nowadays, they don't even use more of those parking officers in some areas in London. They now use camera. So if you park where you're not supposed to park, the camera is there to capture you. And then 2 days, you get your letter, at home. Now, these signs are quite important. You need to know, what does it say? What am I supposed to drive on this particular road? Is it 20? Is it 30? Is it 40? Because if you do 40 where you're supposed to do 20, that's a very, very big fine. In most cases, you could even lose about 6 points on your license. You could get 6 points on your license for doing 40 where you're supposed to do 20. This is quite important. They don't joke with it, and their cameras are so sharp, very renewed, very updated, to the extent that you can't miss any of these things. And your ticket, your fine, will meet you within 24 hours or 48 hours. You will get, let me say within 48 hours, you will get your fine. You understand? These are quite important. There are various other signs you need to learn to know. If you don't want to fall into the issue of paying fine today, paying fine tomorrow, you need to make sure you learn these signs. There are some areas you are not supposed to drive through. There are some areas that is one way through. And this one way through, you will see the sign is an arrow with blue and white lines in the middle. You understand? That's one way. So if you drive in the opposite direction of that one way, you could get a ticket. So this is one of the road signs that I was talking to you about. These are quite important. That's not just the old road signs. There are signs stop. There are signs no entry. Red, poles with red signs. No entry. If you enter through that road, you'll get a fine. So there are various other signs that you need to have at the back to know before you put your cars on the way. So it is even important for you to kind of know these signs before you go for your practical test or before you go for your theory test as well, so that it will enable you to know what the signs are. Don't just go for the theory test without having the idea of all of these signs, beforehand. And at the same time, you need to think about your MOT, your car insurance, road tax, and annual services. These are also important. You could be stopped by a police officer if your car does not have valid MOT, or, as a matter of fact, car insurance, which is very, very important. You could lose a whole lot. And your road tax updated as well as the annual services. All of these things are quite important that must be present on your car 24/7. Sometimes you have forgotten that your MOT is run out. Some test center will send you notifications when you've got about 2 months left on your MOT for you to bring it over for renewal. Some people will not bother depending on which of the centers you're using. And your insurance, we all definitely, as a matter of fact, all the time send you notification to remind you, a reminder that your insurance is running out on so day, renew. You understand? If you don't see this email, sometimes it could go into your junk or your spam. So you need to always check. Because sometimes if your insurance is run out and you don't know, you put the car on the road, police pulls you over, they don't want to listen to the grammar you want to speak. They will just give you the fine, whatever penalty they want to give you because your car doesn't have insurance, then that is your own. So you must make sure you are updated with your MOT, your insurance, your road tax, and your annual services. These are quite important. So driving in the UK is not something easy. Apart from you obtaining the license full, you could easily lose the license within few months. It is very possible. And what are the ways for you to lose this license if you are not acquainted with these pieces of information that I've given to you? If you are not refreshing yourself with all of this information, it is quite possible for you to lose that license within a short space of time. Don't spend over £3,000 to obtain a license, and in 3 months down the line, you are paying £65 fine, you are paying £120 fine, you are losing the license gradually. It's not worth it. So take cognizance of all of these points, and it's going to help you.